And to celebrate the occasion, I actually have Walker Morrow, who is a
Hello.
product owner. I'll let you do your introductions, Walker, and kind of what you do here at isolved.
Yeah, my name is Walker Morrow. I'm the product owner of Giving and Volunteering, and I am the founder of Giful. And our company joined the fabulous team at isolved last year through an acquisition.
Awesome. Well, we're happy to have you here to celebrate this day with us. Before we kick things off, though, I just kind of want to hear about your inspiration about creating what was Giftle, now what we know as iSolve Giving and Volunteering.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great question considering today is National Nonprofit Day. So, about 7 years ago, I came to a realization that there's a lot of great nonprofits out there that, unfortunately, for various different reasons, a lot of people aren't aware of their mission and the impact that they create. And what I quickly learned was it wasn't easy to give to a nonprofit. Everyone is busy, right? We're busy with life, with work, with family, whatever it may be. And I believe that everyone, given an easy way to give back, they would do it. But there's really, at the time, there wasn't really good technology. It wasn't easy to do. So we really set out our mission is to make it uber easy to be able to give to your favorite passions, and whether you're giving through monetary, through donations, or giving your time, we wanted to make it really easy, and that's been our mission ever since day one.
Awesome. I will say it's personally one of my favorite kind of add-ons that we have here at iSolved. And I think also kind of going off of that, you keep saying how easy it is. So what exactly does this kind of look like? Say I'm an HR leader and I want to have this in addition to my day-to-day, just payroll through iSolved. What does it kind of look like to maintain
Well,
iSolved Giving and Volunteering?
yeah, that's a great question. That really kind of gets to the heart of the matter of, a lot of companies, employers, they want to be able to engage their workforce to be able to give back locally, but at what cost? What is it going to take to maintain it? Because, the fact of the matter is a lot of the employers, they have limited resources. They don't have the extra bandwidth for employees to take on more work.
Mhm.
And that's just the fact of the matter of business. And so that's exactly how we designed our technologies to be uber easy, not just for people to be able to give back, but also for employers to be able to manage it. And to answer your question, Hannah, really, there's virtually no additional work that's required by employer to facilitate payroll donations. And that's the one thing that when we got engaged with iSolved, it was a home run for us because we could fully automate the process. So when employers running payroll, they just run payroll like they typically would do, right? Every pay cycle. And if employees have donation deductions, they will automatically be submitted into the payroll system, and the money is automatically withdrawn and dispersed to the nonprofit. So the money movement from an employee going in, requesting a payroll donation, the money coming out and being dispersed, and the money actually making it in the hands of the nonprofit is fully automated end-to-end solution. So that makes it really, really easy for employers to be a good corporate citizen and offer opportunities for the
Mhm.
employees to give back without managing, all the process of moving the money. And
Yeah.
there's a lot more to it I can add on the other automation that we've added.
Yeah, I think that that's the one thing I love about it is how my favorite word I feel like that I've come to learn and love at iSolved has been streamline. And I think that the ease and just like the overall functionality of the platform is just
Mhm.
incredible, and it's important for so many people. And the fact that we make it so easy, I guess you make it so easy, it's just I think a wonderful
Yeah.
thing.
Well, yeah, one of the trends that we've seen a lot lately is matching. A lot of
Mhm.
employers are interested in matching. As I engage and speak with employers, I'm actually learning a lot of them are a little scared because it seems like a overwhelming initiative to take on. A lot of these employers are one is starting a new matching program, but they are not really quite sure where to start or how to manage it, or how much exposure or funding they may be required to spend. And so our technology automates that. There's a lot of different customizations that an employer can make.
Mhm.
And so we make it really easy for employers to start off with a matching program. What we typically see is employer may take a national month campaign, like October is the National Cancer Awareness Month, and they
Mhm.
may match to 2 or 3 nonprofits that are related to cancer awareness. And so it's an easy way to stand up a matching campaign and then turn it off. So it's budget friendly, and employers can get the most impact with their initiative. So yeah, and so yeah, the automation and streamline is a big part of that.
You mentioned matching, and I'm like, "Oh, we're going back to Sherm already." When we were actually, I don't know everyone if you saw when we were in New Orleans for Sherm Annual, we actually partnered up with a local nonprofit who's actually an isolved partner, I believe.
I
Youth
I solve customer. Yeah, that's right.
Customer, okay, there we go. It's Youth Rebuilding New Orleans.
Yeah.
We actually partnered up with them to we were doing matching donations while we were there. And how much did we end up raising? Do you remember off the top of your head?
With the company match, so I solved match dollar for dollar, and with the company match, we raised over $4,000 for
Oh my
a
gosh.
local nonprofit. And the cool thing was they were so appreciative of the funding, but also too. So Prince is the executive director.
Hmm.
He took some time and came into our booth just to share his mission with the conference attendees as they were coming by our booth. And the coolest thing is there's a couple of local employers that are local to New Orleans, and they came by and they heard Prince's story about the mission of their nonprofit, and they actually exchanged business cards, and they're
Oh.
looking for volunteering opportunities. And so I think it's kind of cool. We actually made a connection, right? So yes, we
Hmm.
came in and we left a positive impression on New Orleans by raising funds, but also we made a connection between a local employer and a great nonprofit that they never have heard of, and they're going to do future volunteering events together. So the employers are looking for opportunities to engage their workforce with volunteering, and we were able to facilitate that relationship, which was I think it was kind of special as well.
That's awesome. Oh, that's like a good feel good story for today.
Totally.
Love it. And we were talking about engaging with employees and corporate responsibility a little bit earlier. I feel like corporate social responsibility was kind of like a bonus in past years. Like not all everyone was doing it, but now it's kind of taken a turn and it's kind of become an expectation and just hasn't aided to the overall employee experience. How do you think exactly that giving and volunteering or like uses like this that we just did at Sherm, things like that. How do
Yeah.
you think it kind of takes that employee experience to the next level?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, as just kind of step back a little bit, 7 years ago when we started off with our mission to help nonprofits raise funding, what we quickly learned was the best way to do that is through the employer. So we learned very early on, and what I saw was a lot of enterprise corporations had corporate social responsibility programs. They've been doing this for decades, but where the opportunity was small, medium-sized employers didn't have the technology. And what I predicted or what I saw in the future was as the millennials and Gen X, as these folks enter the workforce, I just saw it became clear as day that these folks were going to want an opportunity to be able to give back through the workplace locally to their community. And obviously, that played out well.
Mhm.
And so today, the expectation is employees now of all age groups, they want to be able to give back and they want to give locally and make an impact. And so, the interesting thing is, ISOF conducted a benefit survey not too long ago, and I think we surveyed over 1,000 employees. And
Mhm.
there's two stats that came or data points that came from that survey that I think is really important. That really speaks to what employees want today. The first is 60% of millennials and Gen Z said that they want to work for an employer that gives the opportunity to give back to the community. And if they
Mhm.
don't have that opportunity, 60% of those workers are willing to leave the employer. So that's how
Wow.
big it is. So, from a retention perspective, it's really, really important that an employer at least offers those opportunities. And then the second data point from that survey is when employees have the opportunity to give back to local nonprofits, 70% of the employees reported that they feel more loyal to their employer. I mean, think about
Hmm.
that. Like,
Yeah.
how amazing is that? I mean, don't all employers want employees feeling loyalty to their employer? So it's a great thing. And if you've, Hannah, have you ever volunteered through the workplace with your colleagues, whether at
Yeah.
isolved or in previous?
Yeah.
Uh,
Quite a bit, and I feel like it really does kind of take your just feeling like you kind of belong at the organization, like where your kind of values match up with theirs.
right.
I feel like it kind of adds a little razzle dazzle, I guess you could say, to just logging into work every single day.
Yeah, and so people feel more engaged. They feel better
Hmm.
connected to the workers. They you get learn new things about your fellow teammates when you're outside volunteering, and it's always fun. Like I've never heard
Yeah,
anybody go and do a volunteering event and say, "Man, that was a waste of time."
yeah,
I mean,
y-
people just aren't wired that way, right?
yeah.
And so today to answer your original question, you know, the workforce expects the employer to offer these opportunities. And the challenge for employers is, okay, how do we do that, right? And
Hmm.
so a lot of employers are offering these types of programs, but a lot of employers are kind of scratching their heads saying, well, where do we start? And it can be a little intimidating if an employer doesn't have that culture of giving back already established as part of the workplace culture.
Hmm.
And so, the one thing that I would just share with all employers is, what one company may do, it doesn't mean it's going to be successful if you just copy exactly what another employer is
Right.
doing. So, all these programs are going to be different, employer by employer, and it's really got to be based off your culture, your business values of an employer, and I always encourage employers, if you're interested in starting a giving back program, always start small, and
Hmm.
but make sure it's authentic.
I feel like especially in this instance, I mean, even just a small act of service of may it be, I mean, through giving your time or giving donations, I feel like it has a huge impact regardless of how
That's
small or
right.
big it is. Hmm.
That's right.
Well, no, we've done a lot of talking. Do you mind doing us the honors of kind of walking us through? I'm an HR leader, hypothetically. I log in, or I have iSolved. I'm logging into iSolved, giving volunteering. Do you mind just sharing what it looks like?
Yeah,
Give me a
absolutely.
little insight. Awesome. All right.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
you're seeing is this is the employee experience, and so this is a demo account, obviously, and employees will access their private account through a single sign-on through our iSolve People Cloud. And so within the private account, this is where each employee can manage their charitable activity, whether they want to give their time or donations. And if a company matches, they can manage their matches as well. So it's private, which is very important. But also, too, we invite employees to be able to share their activities with their fellow colleagues if they choose to, which is really important. So, just to kind of walk you through the screen, kind of what you're seeing here, what we know is employees want to give back to their favorite passions, right? And so in our database, we have over 2 million 501c3 nonprofit organizations that are vetted and validated by the IRS. So we have an integration with the IRS database, and we can ensure that it's a compliant solution, that all the nonprofits are in good standing. So it makes it really easy for employers to be able to know that they're offering a giving opportunity to their employees, to nonprofits that are in good standing, right? But
Hmm.
but we also know that employers really want to be able to say, hey, there are certain nonprofits that, as an employer, that are really important to us. Maybe it's because of our business values, or maybe the line of the industry that we're in. And so we give a balance where employees can give to any nonprofit. So, for example, every year I make a donation to our kids' PTO program at their school. And so I can give straight from my paycheck. It makes it really easy to be able to give back to our kids' school. But also, too, employers can feature nonprofits, and that's what you're seeing at the top of the screen.
Hmm.
Employers can feature nonprofits. So, as you know, Hannah, at isolved, every 2 months we focus on a nonprofit and we invite employees to go and make a small donation to the organization. And so, having these featured nonprofits at the top of the screen makes it really easy. If an employee wants to give back, they can log in, they can click the Donate Now button, enter their payroll donation, and it's really simple to manage. And so not so employers could have several employee nonprofits that they want to feature. So it makes it really easy for employers to be able to feature several nonprofits. And then if employees not maybe familiar with their organization, they can learn more about the nonprofit. Usually there's links to the nonprofit's website or their socials, even their charity navigator profile page. So a lot of employees want to go and see,
Yeah.
is this a good nonprofit? So we make it really easy for nonprofits to share this information on their profile page. So if an employee wants to make a payroll donation, they can simply enter the dollar amount, and they have a few options they can select with their donation. One of them is they can select if they want to share this activity with their colleagues and also the employer. And by doing that, it will show on an activity feed, and you'll see down below here on the home screen, you'll see that other colleagues, other teammates, the people I work with, had made recent donations, and I'm allowed to, just like in social media, I can add
Okay.
comments to their activities. And it's a great way to invite people to share how they're making an impact with local nonprofits. And so that's a great feature that a lot of our employers love. Also, another is, volunteering is really important, right? And so through this technology, employers can create volunteering events and invite select group of employees to sign up and to volunteer for those events. So you can see we have a Serving the Homeless volunteering event coming up here later on this
Hmm.
month. I can click on Learn More, and I can view the volunteer event. I can see who other colleagues that I work with are already signed up and going to the event. I can learn about the event. I can see exactly, where it's located,
Oh, that's awesome.
and then I can sign up. And by me signing up for this volunteering event, looks like my employer is going to offer a T-shirt, so we can all wear the same T-shirt size. And then after I sign a waiver, I can sign up for the event. And it's a simple and easy way where employers can manage volunteering events. They can track who's coming. And also now you can automate the volunteering hours and keeping track of volunteering hours, which is really important.
That was
Um,
going to be one of my questions. Is if hypothetically, if I go out, does it keep track of everything that I've done?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so under the volunteer activity, as an individual, as an employee, you can track your hours, right? But then collectively, as an employer, you can report on company-wide all volunteering.
Hmm.
And then we invite people to, after the volunteer event is over, to rate and write a review of your experience from that volunteering event. Also, another like really popular um, function that employees absolutely love is automating the tax receipt. So many people,
Yep.
make donations throughout the year, and it's always a pain in the neck to go and find those email tax receipts. And when you're getting ready to do your tax return and
Hmm.
to file all that, now through the Giving and Volunteering platform, you can download a consolidated tax statement. So it's one report. You turn it in as part of your tax return if you're filing for charitable contributions. It just makes that really, really easy. And then while I'm on the screen, one feature that employers love is the self-service function.
Hmm.
So employees can manage. So many employees, I think it's about 81% of employees have a reoccurring donation. So at times, it's pretty common that throughout the year, you may want to make a change to that reoccurring donation, right? You may want to change the dollar amount, or you just may want to stop it altogether. So we make it really easy for employees to go in. They can change, the dollar amount, or they can cancel it. So it will reflect on the next pay cycle. So it makes it really easy. So what that means for employers is they don't have to manage it. They don't have to do any of the work. And so it's really easy for employers to be able to offer these type of giving opportunities without all the headaches of managing it.
Yeah, this tax season, I feel like simplified is just a huge relief for everyone.
Exactly. And then the last thing, let me just share here. So I have matching turned on. And so if I click on the matching requirements, this will show you just some of the settings that we have.
Mhm,
If the companies are interested in a matching program, employers can select their matching period. So the start end date, this is a traditional year-round matching campaign, but they could
mhm,
be a matching campaign could literally be one day, and we've done that for employers for one day. Um, you can also customize what the match ratio is, and then how much you want to match per employee. And then what that looks like from the employee side of it. If I go and search, employees can search for nonprofits that are only eligible for matches. So by
oh,
selecting that filter, now as an employee, I can see where are the nonprofits that my employer has selected as an approved nonprofit for the company match. So a lot of times employees want to give where they can have a double the impact, right? With the
mhm,
company match. And so it makes it really easy for employees to go and find those nonprofits and make their donation.
mhm. I mean, you mentioned ease earlier, and this just looks like
Yeah.
everything's just all in one that you could have thought of when it comes to just
Yeah.
any type of charitable giving, like time, or donations. It's here it is.
That's right. And then this is the employee side. And then from the employer side, how employers will manage the program. It's a complete end-to-end solution of managing it. You can see trends. You can run reports to see all the various activities, the nonprofits, or how much people, if your employees are giving. You can manage volunteering events. And also, if you choose to turn on company matching, you can obviously manage the matching as well. So we make it really easy for employers to be able to manage it and to be able to um, set your future nonprofits and everything that an employer would expect to make it really easy to be able to manage a giving back program, regardless of where they want to start or how they want to run their initiative.
Right. Well, a lot to unpack, a lot of great stuff here. Are you gonna be at Connect? Will I see you in Nashville? I mean,
Yes,
in
yes,
Nashville.
yeah. Nashville's my hometown. I will definitely be there. I'm actually really excited about. I have a couple of sessions I'll be speaking at, and I will be available for demos in the giving and volunteering booth as well.
Awesome. Well, I'll make sure I say hi to you when I'm over in Nashville. Thank you so much for hopping on this with me today, and for answering all my questions. I can ask a lot, but and also for this demo, it was great. If you have any questions, anyone has any questions, Walker's your guy. I'll actually drop in some information about just isolved giving volunteering in the chat too, so you can kind of see it for yourself as well. But any last
Awesome.
words, Walker?
No, I just want to say thanks for your time, and if you're interested in engaging your workforce with giving back, would love to engage and speak with you further about it.
Awesome. Well, thank you all, and happy National Nonprofit Day.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye.